Welcome to Hangout with the Designer, the best place to meet the designer whose jewelry you want to know and sell better. When we complete today's 30-minute webinar featuring Zina, founder of Zina Sterling Silver, you're going to be able to speak about Zina and better sell her jewelry with personal conviction and authority. Hi, my name is Deborah Hecht, creator of VBuy Technology, and I will be your host today. And just so that you know, VBuy Technology strives to wed the best of traditional sales with the use of today's most current technology, hence this webinar. Our producer is Matt Perosi of the Sapphire Collaborative, JWAG, and his blog, The Golden Nugget. And FYI, Matt is one of our industry's most prolific bloggers, having posted 1,000 in the last 3.5 years. Introduce yourself, Matt.
Thank you, Deborah. Okay, well, as Deborah said, my name is Matthew Perosi, and today I am coming to you from Bordeaux, France. Some of you may know me from JWAG and my daily Golden Nugget newsletter. I also write for the Retail Jeweler magazine, so some of you may have seen my articles there. And as she mentioned, my company name is Sapphire Collaborative, and it is a consulting firm of sorts for the jewelry industry, where I help jewelers with all the topics that I write about. Today I'll be acting as the producer for this Hangout, and I'll be monitoring questions that come in through the either the Google Plus page or through the Hangout with the Designer website, which will be coming up in a moment. And I'll be getting those questions directly on my iPhone, so just send them in. And let's see. We'll get to those questions at the end of the presentation. So go ahead and send them in, and I'll try to make sure that they all get answered. And Deborah, I will pass it back to you now.
Thank you. And I just wanted to make note that you all heard Matt is in Bordeaux, France, and that makes this webinar an intercontinental webinar, and that leads me to reminding you to think global, so that if your best customers are not able to walk in your door because they've moved or are away, you can still use smart technology like this to do business and conduct and make sales. So I wanted to mention that. Now, on to Zina. Not only are you going to meet Zina, but you're going to get to hear about her life, how and why she designs, as well as get to see some of her jewelry up close. And don't forget to write Matt about any burning questions you have that might assist you in your sales in your store. Zina, the designer and founder of Zina Sterling Silver, has been a member of the fine jewelry industry for the last 30 years. She's recognized as an innovator in the world of designer jewelry, ranging from classic to edgy, easy wear styles that appeal to women and men who are looking for great fashion and superior quality. Located in Beverly Hills with a retail store of her own, Zina is surrounded by her jewelers, offering custom design and private label work. A progressive company, Zina Sterling Silver includes current marketing tools and social media and superior support for stores that carry her collections. Now, as an introduction, Zina has prepared a short video that will document some of her personal and jewelry history. Take it away, Matt.
I opened my store in Beverly Hills because I wanted to be at the center of where fashion is and is appreciated. Along the way, I've made many friends and many close relationships. I'm in our workshop and store every day, working with my jewelers and craftspeople, designing and developing, always on the cutting edge of what is new and exciting. I've added a clothing line almost on a whim, and it's amazing how it's taken off. The response has been incredible. It's stylish, easy to wear, it makes a great statement, and it's wonderful to travel in. As a designer, I'm always looking at the world from a creative point of view. Whether it's my home, my jewelry, my clothing, with a camera in hand, I get inspired and see all the wonderful things in this world.
And now I would like to welcome Zina, founder of Zina Sterling Silver. Hi, Zina.
Good morning. I am so happy to be here. I do a lot of different things, but this is a stretch for me. I am not a tech person. But this morning, before I was getting ready to do this, I remembered what my little granddaughter said to me. She's 6 years old. She said, "Baba," she calls me Baba, "face your fears." And so that's what, here I am doing this. I wanted to meet you, and this is the only way that we can do it because I can't travel to every single store that we're in. So I want to tell you a little bit about me. I grew up in New York City, and I started in the jewelry business very young, 8, 9 years old. I was working with my dad down on the Lower East Side on Eldridge Street. And I guess that's where it all started, and it's part of who I am at this point in time. I moved to California in 1974 and started working in silver. It was the most affordable metal at the time that allowed me to do anything that I could think of I could do, because I could design things that worked, that didn't work, and it was a learning experience for me. I remember at the time, this goes back to the early 80s, when I first started my store and this woman came in and said, "Silver, I only eat with it." Well, it's a whole other ballgame today. Everybody loves silver. Wearing silver gives you this glow when you put it on that is just remarkable. It lights up your face. It's just a wonderful metal to work with. And for a designer working with silver, it's very forgiving and pliable and lets you do whatever you have in your imagination. So I am, the silver lady from the early 80s. And although what has happened, over the years is that a lot of people have caught on, and there are a lot more designers doing silver, but no one has the history that I have with silver.
Exactly.
It is my passion. It's what I love.
It's true, and Zina has been doing silver longer than anybody and does it beautifully. I want to take a moment now. You gave us some collections that you wanted us to show to represent certain audiences that our audience might be interested in hearing about. And I wanted to take you to the first selection is the Business and Travel Sophisticated Woman collection. And Matt, if you could bring that up, and maybe Zina, you could talk to us a little bit about this collection.
Well, I find this collection to be bold, and it makes a statement. And a lot of women that I work with just want something that really stands out and says who they are. They're independent women that like to make a statement. And I'm wearing one of the pieces right now that I wear all the time. I wear it dressing up. I wear it dressing down. It's become almost my signature.
Well, and I want to break in there because there may be customers online or non-customers online who don't know that that is a Baroque pearl that you cast up from a Tahitian Baroque pearl. I wanted people to know that that's what that is.
Right. You take you take in everything that's in your surrounding. I am very much in tune with nature. I'm in tune with just about everything that I see that has an impact on me. And these pearls were beautiful. Right now, the actual pearls sit in the vault, and I wear these. You know, and that says a lot about today's lifestyle, because
Yes,
we
in fact,
all want to be casual for the most part, even when we're dressed up.
which
And
brings me now to your next collection, which I want to talk about for a second. And I also want to mention, not only are you wearing the broke pearls, but I'm wearing one of your large Seville earrings that are light and big, and any store would welcome and sell big earrings like Zina sells. They're fabulous. This next collection that you're just talking about, active and sporty women, this will, you could speak to that on this collection that you chose.
well, this collection is a little bit more tailored. I use leather and silk on the necks, because it's the woman that comes into your store in her workout clothes, and she just needs a little something to dress her up. It's, you know, she's wearing her Lululemon pants, and she's got the black top on, and she'd like a necklace, a pair of earrings, a bracelet, because she's not going to change, so she just goes through the day. And then you put on some jewelry, and you're ready to go.
Exactly. Exactly. And Zina wearing silver jewelry is something that's really convenient for people, rather than wearing diamond jewelry to work out or to travel. Your jewelry makes such a statement and is fabulous for traveling. That's a really good point about the jewelry.
And the other thing that I want to mention that is so wonderful is that, for the most part, it's a self-purchase, and it's also a fabulous gift.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And there's something else I want to mention about this particular image that we're looking at. Those displays are something that Zina has incorporated as of JCK this year. She has added display to her collections. So if you're a store that's placing an order this fall and you would like her displays to come with your order, please just let the office know that, because they are starting to send them out with the holiday orders. So I want to make sure that everybody knows that. Next, I wanted to share, here we go. This is actually live, and I wanted to share this grouping with you because Zina's jewelry is often used as a foundation, and what I mean by that is that, for instance, this is her the wider wave bracelet, and a lot of retail stores use her as a foundation to add and put channel set diamonds in here, or maybe gold wire to enhance the piece. And because her pieces are so sturdy, that is totally doable. Same is true, like her new wire collection. I have stores that have been adding colored stone to the rings and to the pendants, so that they enhance the piece, and it can be enhanced because it's so well made. Another piece that I've had stores do some pretty interesting things with, this is her new prism pendant, and I'll bring it up close. And I've had customers actually place slices of different gemstones to individualize her pieces, which really makes for a nice statement for a lot of her stores and their customers. And lastly, on this board, I wanted to note that you can see we have some tags here. They now have a new engraving machine, and if you want to order and have engravables, we can either have Zina do the engraving for you, or you could do it yourself. But I wanted you to know also, this is, I think everybody knows this piece is one of her basic clip bangles that is for everybody, and they are also engravable. So I just wanted to mention that there's a lot you can do with Zina's jewelry, you know, just taking it and working from the base that she has.
I'd like to add one thing.
Sure.
We are doing a lot of customizing of things. So if you have a store and let's say you have some diamonds laying around and you want to set them in these pieces, you can send them to us and we will do that for you.
Oh.
The other thing that I want to mention is that, you know, although we've been designing for years and years, my son now has joined the company and he is working on CAD, which means that everything comes out super precise. The precision of it is remarkable. So, you know, as a company, we're constantly going forward.
Yes, and now to bring up Andrew, I'd like to bring up the next collection, which is the men's jewelry. And it's funny, you know, we've been around for long enough to have seen men's jewelry not be around and then be around and then go out, but it is back. And it's back with a vengeance, especially if it's made as beautifully as the designs that you see here that, Zina, you can talk about.
Well, you know, what we are trying to do and what we've accomplished so far is give the jewelry a little bit more of a rugged look. So we're using a lot of leather. We're making it have some weight to it, and it's perfect now for a guy. So we're not taking the jewelry that we did for women and transfer it. We're making a new collection.
Manly men.
The collection is very concise. I've done all the choosing of what I think is the perfect thing for a man. And the wonderful thing is that because I have the store, I get incredible feedback. So I'm not just sitting in a room somewhere by myself creating. I'm creating for what people want today. I'm creating for what their lifestyle is like. And I get incredible feedback from my customers.
Good, excellent, excellent. And on that same note, I'm thinking that maybe that's why I'm going to ask you this next question. At JCK, you started bringing gold into your line, and I'm wondering if that might have been partly why. Did you have clients that were asking you for gold?
Well, you know, there's a collection of items that are in our line that have been around for a really long time, and they keep selling. They're as current today as they were yesterday. You know, if it's not broken, don't fix it. That's what these pieces are. And so we wanted to do those pieces in gold. The reception has been extremely wonderful, and we will probably do more.
Right on, right on. Okay, that brings me to, I wanted to mention something else that you have that I think our audience would be interested, if they don't already know about, is your website. And the website that Zina has, it's zinasterling.com. If you're a retailer who carries her line, you're probably familiar with it, but I don't know whether you use it, and I wanted you all to know it is extremely user-friendly, very comprehensive. It does not have prices on it if you just go to zinasterling.com. If you're already a retailer carrying the Zina line, you should have a username and password. If you don't, of course, check with the office. But if you are a retailer considering carrying the Zina line and want to know about the prices, you can always request a temporary password, and you can get in, you can see prices. There are beautiful high-definition images in there. There is pretty much all the tools that you would need for your website or your Facebook page to add Zina onto it. And I do recommend that you use it because it's great for reorders, and it's very comprehensive. So I wanted to make sure, Zina, that I made note of that, because I know Andrew keeps up on that very diligently, and the retailers online should know this, that how easy we are to work with. I think we're probably at a point where, Matt, do you have some questions that have come in that maybe it might be a Q&A time to ask Zina some questions?
I do. Well, we have a couple of questions that came in when we announced the Q&A page yesterday, the day before. But I did have one that came in now. I'm not quite sure if I understand it. I think it may be incomplete. It says, do you use rhodium? I think they're talking about rhodium plating. Do you use rhodium plating on any of your jewelry?
We don't use rhodium plating because silver has this wonderful shine to it, and when you rhodium something, you lose something. It takes away some of it. We have polishing cloths. We suggest to our consumers to just give it a small wipe before you put it away, and it still looks wonderful. But I like the original shine of sterling, which is why I've been working with it so many years.
I also notice I also noticed that the patina, the natural patina that sterling gets as people wear it, there's a softening about it that makes it very alluring. And I think that I have customers who really like the fact that you do not use rhodium, and for just that reason, they like to see the softening of it and how that patina works.
It's a metal that's very alive, and changes and grows with you.
Good way to put it. Matt, were there any other questions?
Well, yeah, we have a question that you had given me. Another one came in yesterday, and I'm going to rephrase it here. Essentially, because you have a retail store, how do you best fit or sell the jewelry to your customers?
Good question. I work on the floor with customers all the time, and when someone walks in the door, like you do with everyone, you kind of size them up right away, what they're wearing, whether they're formal or casual, and then you start talking, what are they looking for? One of the things that they might pick, I might feel, well, I think you can do better, this doesn't exactly fit you, and then I will suggest this, this, and this. The fact that I'm doing that instills trust in the customer, because they know that I am working for them, with them, to look good. And when they walk out of the store with their new purchase, it's a billboard for you, because someone will respond and say, God, that looks great, where did you get it? So you have to really develop a relationship with your customers. And I have a group of friends that I hang out with all the time, and they are wonderful purchasers of Zina, and they always say, what are you wearing? I want that. So that's another thing. It's important to wear the jewelry, because it, in fact, comes alive so much more when someone is wearing it as opposed to sitting in the showcase. So that's part of the development of the relationship and selling.
Well, I want to make a note of that, because Zina has very kindly offered a discount to the sales staff in all of your retail stores, because she wants to promote you wearing her jewelry. So, that is something that's special that Zina wants to offer all of the retail sales staff in your stores, so that they can wear the jewelry. And frankly, I would recommend that they wear her jewelry in the store no matter what, because as Zina said, it's a lot about the relationship, and if you have a relationship with a client and are wearing something in particular, they want what you're wearing. Wearing the jewelry is very important to do, just like Zina says, and they look forward to seeing what you're wearing. And If you can buy the jewelry at less money so that you can wear it yourself and own it, even better yet. So thank you for doing that, Zina, by the way.
Okay, we have. I'm watching our time here. I want to make sure we stay on time. We have about 5 minutes. Now, we had a topic that we wanted to discuss. I am watching the Q&A, so if anybody has a last-minute question, please send in your questions. I keep checking my phone for the latest emails, and I'm watching the website. So any last questions, please get them in. But in the meantime, I'd like to have a discussion that we had talked about earlier, if we had time. Zina, can you tell us how your designing has developed over time?
Well, lifestyles have changed dramatically over the years. Everybody is a lot more casual. They go from working all day to going out to dinner and all of that, and they don't really change their jewelry because today people live far from where they work and there's all kinds of commitments that they have. So I design, this was a tagline that I used many years ago, and it went from the boardroom to the ballroom, which means that you can start out in the morning and you put on your jewelry. It takes you through the day into the night, and I always think about that when I'm designing because the jewelry can travel with you wherever, not to mention traveling to exotic places as well.
Okay, now we have, is there one more question or anything else in there that you would want to ask?
Well, this is actually a question of mine that we had talked about previously, because I think it would be very valuable for the sales staff to know what they should be conveying to the purchasers. What should the customers be thinking about you while they're wearing your jewelry? If there's one thing that you want your end wearers, the consumers, to be thinking about, and what you want them to know about you, we have to tell the sales staff. So why don't you give us some insights and idea on that now, Zina?
Well, I think that once someone purchases the jewelry, whatever it may be, then it becomes about them. They own it. It's their signature. It's what the overall look is that they have created with your help. So it's not as much about me as it is about them.
Really
they don't
nice.
have to think about me. It's all about them.
I think you have given us some really, and our audience, the retail stores, some really nice insights into you as a person and what you try to convey with the jewelry. And I'm hoping that we've been able to meet the promise that I made at the beginning of this webinar and give you all, the sales staff, a sense of Zina enough to be able to speak about her personally with some authority and conviction, so as to make better sales for yourself in your store. And I think that maybe that may be all the time we have. So I really wanted to thank our audience for participating.
We actually have 2 last-minute questions, and I think we've got time to fit them in.
Okay, go for it. Sorry.
We have this one. I'll answer real fast. One question is, where can we find images to use on social media? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe if you are a retail store that carries the lines, you can get the login to the website and get the high-resolution graphics there. Is that correct?
Yes, that's exactly correct.
Okay. And then we have a question that comes in from Peggy Jo Donahue, explaining that she's the MJSA Education Director of the MJSA Education Foundation, and she's hearing that there is a real need for a new generation of bench jewelers who support the work for designers like you. And are you feeling that need in LA? Do you feel that there is a growing need for additional bench jewelers, Zina?
Well, we have our jewelers that have been with us for a long time. Occasionally we'll add 1 or 2, but the way we operate is very much like a family, and so we have lunch together, we talk. It's very comfortable for everyone that's with us. We don't have huge assembly lines, so people want to stay because they're comfortable in the day. I know that there are bench jewelers out there looking for work. There are people looking for bench jewelers. You know, that's kind of a given all the time.
Okay.
Okay.
And I know that MJSA works very closely with helping to train new bench jewelers, and with my own experience with MJSA, I know that there is a growing need for that kind of skill in the growing designer world. So.
Yes.
Okay, I think that's it for the questions that we have. I don't see any others coming in, and I think we might be about a minute over time. So, Deborah, I'll pass it back to you for initial wrap up.
Well, I just was going to say that I wanted, again, like I was saying before I knew more questions were coming, that I really wanted to thank you, retail audience, for being here and meeting Zina. The purpose of this is to enhance your abilities to sell Zina Sterling Silver. And I hope that we gave you some things and pieces of information that would be helpful. If you do have any more questions that come to you after this webinar, Zina is always approachable, as you can see, and you can always call and speak to them directly in the store and ask them questions. So thank you so much. I will say goodbye now. I think, Matt, you can finish us up. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, I'd like to add my own thanks for everyone for watching. I'd also like to extend an invitation to retail store owners for future live events. If you'd like your staff to meet any of the designers that you carry in your store, tell those designers to get in touch with us through the hangoutwiththedesigner.com website. And our viewers can find more information about Zina's line on the website that we showed earlier. That's zinasterling.com. And in closing, I'd like to say thank you to Zina, who is in Beverly Hills. I'd like to thank you for being our guest today. To Deborah Hecht, who is hosting from Las Vegas, Nevada. And
Yes.
This is Matthew Perosi. I'm coming to you again from Bordeaux, France. And we will see you next time. I'm going to throw up a slide so that you can see our contact information. And thank you, everyone, for coming today.